volunteers are bringing building materials and other important items for Cyclone Idai survivors. Students in Malaysia perform a sutra demonstrating the importance of loving their parents. I'm Sean Scanlon. This is Dai Headlines. In Mozambique, Tzu Chi is planning to build a Dai village in Gura. There are about 2,000 households, and half of them have acquired land ownership. After Tzu Chi's distribution, local volunteers conducted home visits to provide further care for impoverished families.
Fatima crawls on the ground wearing slippers on her hands. This is her daily routine. She does needlework to make a living, as well as sells clothes to make an income.
It was on the day of the previous distribution that I began to know her. But I was very busy that day, so I did not have time to talk more with her. It was until I visited her home that I know her difficult living situation.
The building materials and farming package given by Tzu Chi are very helpful to us, such as steel nails. I asked my neighbors to help me find some wood and bamboos so that I can build this shelter.
Despite mobility issues, she still uses the hoe given by Tzu Chi to do heavy farm work. She can also pick firewood to cook. She prepares corn paste to welcome her younger brother's visit. The space surrounding the house is Vigor's entire asset. Once he has time, he makes bricks.
The tools given by Tzu Chi are a great help to us. There are many people in my family. I use these tools to make bricks so that I can build a better quality, larger house, allowing my family to live together.
This family who lives in poverty can finally build a brick kiln, making their dreams come true.
After a dam in Laos collapsed last year, Tzu Chi continues to provide love and care to people in need. Besides holding large-scale free clinics, volunteers also donated hospital beds and medical equipment to a local hospital, promoting quality medical services to residents.
After Tzu Chi provided medical assistance in March of this year, volunteers have donated hospital beds to a public hospital in Champak-se for the second time.
The hospital beds are not well equipped. Because there's not enough space in the hospital, some patients have to sleep in the hallway.
The donation this time provides important medical equipment to us and improves the healthcare quality. At the same time, it also saves the budget of the hospital, providing better service to patients.
Moved by the volunteers' dedication at Tzu Chi's free clinics, the deputy governor of Champak-se province also came to attend the event.
Now I understand more about the significance of Tzu Chi's free clinic. I can also feel the dedication of the medical professionals and volunteers. There is no personal benefit at all, as they only want to alleviate the pain of residents.
Thanks to our local volunteers, Tzu Chi is able to continue to help people in Laos. I want to thank those who started to help out from the disaster relief work a year ago to this time's free clinic. Both of our local volunteers, Chen Zhenghui and Lin Yu'er, have donated money and contributed their efforts. They also play a role of communication and coordination here.
Although Tzu Chi's free medical service has concluded temporarily, the seeds of love and goodness will continue to be planted in many people's hearts in the country.
Tzu Chi's free clinics in Laos have concluded successfully, this time in addition to the medical team who worked at the forefront to serve patients. There are also kitchen volunteers working behind the scenes to prepare meals each day.
ชาวบ้านเขายากจนเยอะแล้วก็การเข้าถึงเรื่องของการรักษาพยาบาลน่ะยากถ้าหากว่ามีทีมแพทย์มาอย่างนี้ค่ะเขาก็จะได้เข้าถึงเรื่องของการรักษาพยาบาลเรื่องของการดูแลเรื่องของสุขภาพอนามัย
They are the kitchen volunteers at Tzu Chi's first free clinic of the year in Laos. 4 of the volunteers who are responsible for cooking come from Thailand.
มาที่นี่สนุก
I'm very happy to be able to participate in the free clinic in Laos. As the free clinic, I cannot do other things to help, but I can help with cooking.
Being able to come here to contribute my share, I feel very happy. It is a very different experience this time because we are volunteering abroad.
Since the first day when the medical team arrived in Laos, the kitchen volunteers prepare 3 meals for them from morning till night. They even prepare rice balls for the patients who were waiting to receive treatment.
แซ่บแนวกินนั่นแซ่บพันข้าวพัน
Although they are not in the forefront of the clinic, the kitchen volunteers play the most important role behind the scenes to make the event successful.
Very delicious. The meal is filled with love. It's very delicious.
เขามาทำงานอย่างนี้แล้วเขากินอร่อย
The medical staff and volunteers work very hard, so I feel very happy to see them enjoy the meals.
To celebrate the 7th lunar month, Tzu Chi in Malaysia put on a musical adaptation of the Sutra of Filial Piety. 79 performers conveyed the importance of practicing filial piety to parents while they are still alive.
The show reveals parents' unconditional lifetime love to their child, including the 10-month pregnancy, setbacks in raising the child, and the child repenting his mistakes.
Our parents often say that even when we are 99 years old, they will still worry about us because they still see us as their little children. It's important not to worry them. If we have time and ability, we must be filial to them.
I'm the youngest child in my family, and I came to Johor Bahru to study. Nobody can look after my parents back at the hometown, so I will go home more often to see them and to chat with them. I'll call home often.
Miss Wee has to raise her 3 children alone. For some time, she had to travel to Singapore to work there to look after her mother. She feels touched by the performance.
I work in an electronic factory in Singapore, and then I return to Johor Bahru to have a meal with Mom before heading back to Singapore again. If I did not need to work in the morning or I got off early, I'd go to Mom's home even just to eat a bowl of soup, or I'd call her to see if she had eaten her meal.
The rebellious child hurts the parents' heart. The excellent performance brings out positive responses from the audiences.
I was very touched from the scene when he went to jail to the end of the show that I almost shed tears. To reciprocate parents' love, we should not worry them, and we should pay attention to our health. And before or after we are married, we must still be filial to our parents.
The second half of the show touched me a lot, especially the scene of paying love back, which made me cry. I'm very thankful to my parents for bringing me to this world and for giving me this very healthy body.
The performance of Sutra of Filial Piety concludes successfully. It does not only impress the audiences, but also inspire them to pay back to their parents' love.
According to Chinese custom, all souls will be released to the world during the 7th lunar month. In addition to worshiping their ancestors, people will also pay tribute to wandering souls on the streets. In our next report, we look at how people in Malaysia celebrate the Pudu festival.
每一年的中元节，方言是叫去鬼盘嘛。因为在这一天，我们是遵循道士。
We usually call the annual 7th lunar month mid-July in our dialect, because on this day we would invite the Taoist priests to chase bad luck away. This is actually called the Pudu Festival in our dialect. Whether it's Tzu Chi dialect or Minnan dialect, Pudu means to bring love and care to the needy. That's why people normally lend a helping hand to all sentient beings and help those on the other side of the world. So that's where the name Pudu comes from. People in Malaysia usually call this month the Ghost Festival. But if we look at it from the perspective of Confucian ethics and 5 cardinal relationships, it's actually a Thanksgiving festival. Emphasize the importance of filial piety in Chinese culture. This is one of the ways and rituals for us to worship ancestors at home. The celebration of the Pudu festival is combined with ideologies of Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. Besides private funeral services, we also pray for the deceased and have clan associations and organizations.
除了家祭以外，我们还有公祭、宗亲组织啊、会馆组织啊等等所进行的一系列祭拜仪式，可大可小。
It has been 67 years since the establishment of the North Malaya Tiong-on Provincial Association. Each year during the Pudu Festival, members and their families would gather at the hall to conduct the traditional worship ceremony together.
We do everything that has been passed on by our ancestors. We hope to read all of this in Tzu Chi dialect. It will sound more familiar and friendly.
On July 15th of the lunar calendar, the reason why we worship our ancestors is to invite them to eat the food we have prepared, as well as ask them to protect all the townsmen and the public, also to ensure we can live in auspiciousness and peace.
According to legend, Ghost King is the incarnation of Guan Yin, and it is known as Da Shi Ye. It is the god who manages the wandering souls in this world to prevent them from harming all sentient beings. Buddhist martyrdom has a history of more than 130 years of worship ceremony. This year, Da Shi Ye is erected in a square with a height of 8 meters 7 inches, allowing disciples to worship and pay tribute.
According to ancient times, the older generation passed down the tradition. People come to worship Da Shi Ye and pray for him for ensuring everyone is safe and sound. Because their prayers take effect and they have testimonies, our Da Shi Ye is getting taller and taller every year. Because of their beliefs, more and more people come to pray here.
Starting from last year, organizers of the worship ceremony in Buddhist martyrdom decided to respond to environmental protection. For the first time, they replaced incense with the eternal flame.
The Pudu Festival, basically, there's a social role of inspiring people's compassion. There's also a redemption. It means we should constrain ourselves from wrongdoings. In fact, the Pudu Festival is held for people to express gratitude. It is like the aspiration for gratitude that Tzu Chi has been promoting.
In Buddhism, the 7th lunar month is a very special month, with Tzu Chi volunteers believing it is auspicious. They encourage people not to worship with meat offerings and burn joss paper during this time. Since 2003, volunteers in Malaysia began holding blessing ceremonies in different communities during the 7th lunar month.
This year is really very special, especially this mime performance. I think it will impress the audience.
为了拍这部戏啊，觉得应该就要做到最真实。
Venmogoyayana is the first disciple of the Buddha. After his mother passed away, Venmogoyayana found his mother had become a hungry ghost due to her sins of killing animals during her lifetime. The Buddha advised Venmogoyayana to feed the ghost on July 15th of the lunar calendar during the Pudu festival. This way his mother could be saved. As a result, there is a Buddhist illusion in which people worship the deceased during the Pudu festival.
Parents to be our top priority, like Van Mogoyayana, he did his best to help his parents in order to practice filial piety.
I seized this opportunity to attend the event, and I hope I have the chance to read Sutra of Terra Treasure, promoting the benefits of the vegetarian diet, as well as encourage people not to kill animals. This can also inspire young people to be filial to their parents.
Before starting chanting the Sutra of Terra Treasure, we would play a video about the merit virtues in the Sutra. We also emphasize that the 7th lunar month is an auspicious month and connect it to Van Mogoyayana's story. Since the residents do not really understand the meaning behind the Sutra of Terra Treasure, so we organize some activities for them to experience the true meaning of it. This way, they will understand the cause and effect. We also share some videos about the current situations in Eastern Africa. This will allow everyone to understand that hell and hungry ghosts are not far away from us. We can all see them in person.
Today we continue our report about Turkey 20 years after the earthquake. We visit a former resident of Idai village who suffered much in the earthquake, losing her husband and child, as well as one arm. Despite her hardship, she values the support of Tzu Chi volunteers and Allah.
Damarlar kopmuş benim. Onu oradan çıkarayım, şu kolumu da kızımı yukarı çekeyim, burada dursun. Ölmesin diye.
After 20 years of living abroad, Faisal Hu and Zhou Yi know all about Turkish food. What they are buying on this day is to visit an old friend.
Evet, merhaba Beyhan. Biz bu çocukdayız. Belediye.
Tamam, ben geliyorum.
Tamam. Merhaba.
Şaşırdın mı? Şaşırdım. Vallahi canım benim.
Carrying many bags full of daily necessity, this couple are like children returning to their home. Everything they brought is what Beyhan loves to eat. After so many years, they are able to communicate easily.
Afiyet olsun. Bin kere Faysal'ım.
Evet, sürpriz.
Kızım. Ay, iyisiniz değil mi?
İyi.
Oğlum nasıl?
İyi, çok iyi. Çok iyi. Ankara'da okuyor.
İyi.
Evet.
These long hugs show the pain that she has endured as both her daughter and husband passed away in the 1999 earthquake. Rui is like family to her.
It's like this. I won't forget it ever. My daughter said, "Give me water. I want to drink water." I told my daughter, "There is no water here." And my daughter said, "Let me drink your urine." This is what she told me, and I have to apologize to her for this.
68-year-old Beihan once owned 3 coffee shops. The earthquake has made her life bitter, like coffee without milk.
My hand was not amputated from here. It's starting from here. The doctor said that you can't cut it all at once, so he cut it a dozen times. Then the whole hand turned black.
Sırtındaki gibi olmuş ha.
The wounds of the body have passed, but the pain in her heart is slowly easing after 20 years. Beihan lived in Da'ai village number 197, which was completed in 2000. After losing her husband and daughter, only the son and the old mother are living together. Her son has a serious kidney disease, which was a constant worry for her.
His mother wants to donate her kidney to her son. Then this requires a surgical inspection to see if her kidney can be used.
It seems as if Beihan only smiles when Tzu Chi volunteers visit. When Da'ai village was dismantled, Beihan had to move many times, though volunteers continued to visit her. This one such visit in 2006 when she was in tears because her only son had also passed away.
In the past 6 or 7 years, they have treated me like family. I don't have any loved ones left, only Allah and you.
In fact, in Tzu Chi, we are grateful that they have given us this opportunity to care for them and show the compassion.
Taking care of her for 20 years during these difficult times has led many of these volunteers eagerly looking forward to the next time they can meet again.
Hello, Beham. I'm Song Ruixiang. Remember me? We haven't seen each other for a while. At the moment, I'm starting a new life in Taiwan. I'm married and I have a child. There are many challenges in life, just like after the earthquake. We have to be brave.
Since 2009, Tzu Chi volunteers in Seattle host an outdoor activity for the physically challenged, giving them more chances to enjoy nature. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.